from the heart and heartland of this great country. It's Dave Kohler's America.
Oh, yeah, baby. It's time for one of the favorite games on the Young Turks. Dave Kohler's America. Everybody loves it.
What are some of the other favorite games? Parent Trap.
Parent Trap, who's down with J.R. Jackson,
Oh,
what would
that's right.
Jesus
What
do?
would Jesus do? That's
There's a
right.
lot of fun games on the Young Turks. Okay, so here's the situation. Dave Kohler picks 4 towns out of the USA Today section that nobody reads with the 50 states and the little tiny stories that are happening in those 50 states. Unless you're on a plane and you have nothing left to do, and then you could read that part. And then he takes 3 stories, and you got to match the 3 of the 4 towns to those 3 stories. Okay, so everybody play at home, all right? Get ready to have fun. And without further ado, the host of Dave Kohler's America, Dave Kohler.
That's me.
What are the chances of that?
Yeah. It's one of the most fun games I play on the Young Turks. All right, so let's start with the 4 towns real quick here.
Okay.
Lexington, Kentucky.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah. It's not a town. That's a
Yeah.
city.
Yeah. Hilo, Hawaii. Hilo. If it's Hilo, I apologize.
Okay.
Oak Ridge, Oregon. Not Tennessee.
Oak Ridge, Oregon.
Oak
Interesting.
Ridge, Oregon.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Brandywine, Delaware.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
Covering the whole country.
We are indeed. Brandywine, Delaware. That's going to be the 7-Eleven story, obviously.
All right, and here are 3 stories that have to be matched to 3 of those 4 towns.
Okay.
Story number 1, city officials are inspecting large open-storm sewer pipes after 2 women died when they were swept into the sewers during torrential rains.
Oh, Jesus, that's a sad story.
Yeah, it is.
What? Yeah, 2 women die in sewer tragedy. Okay. Jesus, I wonder where that could happen. Okay.
All right.
Story number 2.
Story number 2, courts ordered that this girl will be allowed into high school even though she is refusing a tuberculosis test for religious reasons.
Oh, really? I find that outrageous. Refuses TB test,
For religious reasons.
goes on plane, endangers everyone else coming back from the honeymoon. Is that the right story?
Close. Same basic principle.
Okay, for religious reasons.
Religious reasons, but she's going to go to school anyway because we have a liberal court system.
Oh, she's going to go to school anyway. Right.
Right.
Interesting. Okay.
And the third story is a funeral home owner faces theft and forgery charges after filing funeral claims for 5 people who didn't die.
So 5 people who didn't die.
But the funeral home charged for their funerals anyway.
Okay. That is one unscrupulous guy.
Who pays that, by the way?
Well, apparently the insurance company.
I see.
So give us the 4 towns again while everybody thinks here, including Michael and I.
I'll repeat the 4 towns and then the 3 stories. Lexington, Kentucky, Hilo, Hawaii, Oak Ridge, Oregon, and Brandywine, Delaware. And story number 1, city officials are deciding what to do with the open storm sewers because 2 women were swept into the sewage system during torrential rains. Story number 2, the girl will be allowed to attend high school even though she refuses a tuberculosis test for religious reasons. And story number 3 is the funeral home owner who charged fraudulently for 5 funerals of people who didn't die.
Okay.
Now let's match those stories to those 3 of those towns.
All right, I go first, of course, as always. Tradition dictates that I do. There are 2 women dying in the sewer tragedy. At first, I thought that might be Lexington, Kentucky, because you need sewers big enough to fit women, and you figure that might be in a bigger city like Lexington, Kentucky. You see what I'm saying? I just don't see that them getting swept up in a small town sewers.
You're following that old maxim of the bigger the city, the bigger the sewer.
Obviously, obviously. But then I thought, no, that you know, you need torrential downpours. And sure, Lexington, Kentucky has torrential downpours, but you know where there's a tropical weather where you might have really freakish storms that might affect how people getting sucked into the sewer system? Hilo, Hawaii. Hilo or Hilo. I feel like I've played a high-low game before.
Yeah, you probably have. Yeah.
Okay. And plus, the sewer system in Hawaii might be different than from the mainland. It might be a little larger.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Allowing the women to get sucked up.
Yeah, Cenk, it's you're right about the logic of the rain, but we all know that the rain that falls in the Pacific Northwest is like no other rain in this country. And
good
so,
point.
and also, I think that this is sort of the Dave Kohler trying to be deceptive, because we all know about the Oak Ridge Boys, so we would think, what would two women be doing going down a sewer, because it's the Oak Ridge Boys, but we're going to go with Oak Ridge, Oregon, and that's where the sewer happened.
I see. I got you. Now, the woman who refused, or the girl who refused a tuberculosis test for religious reasons and was allowed to go to school anyway. See, he threw in a little trick there at the end and said because of our liberal system, right? But in fact, it's not a liberal place. I see right through you, Dave. It's Lexington, Kentucky, where they thought, of course, she's a good Christian woman or whatever she is.
Yeah.
And if she's going to deny for religious reasons down here in the South, we'd allow people to deny things for religious reasons. Lexington, Kentucky is the obvious answer.
Yeah, I was going to say Lexington, Kentucky myself for the same reasoning, the religious, the import of religion, though I don't know that there's anything in Christianity that dictates that you can't get a tuberculosis test. So I'm going to say that is in fact Hilo, Hawaii, because there's some sort of maybe interesting Samoan, Japanese, Asian influence things where I know that they're loath to get tuberculosis tests.
Okay, that is your first answer was good. Second answer is horrific. Okay, now the 5 people that didn't die, but the guy charged it anyway. Funeral home scandal. Now usually we like to put scandals like this in the South, in a red state. But in reality, I think this is the kind of unscrupulous thing somebody might do in the Northeast, where everybody's looking to make a buck. You know what I'm saying? So
No.
No, definitely. So that's why you got to go up to Brandywine, Delaware. You know what? I'm an immigrant, so I have the immunity idol here, so I can say this. It might even be an immigrant looking to make it a little too much. Play loose around the edges of the rules here.
That's fine. I'm going to say that this is another obvious one. It's you have the funeral director down on his luck, gambling problems, spending too much time at the track, specifically Churchill Downs, needs to make that money back, and of course he's in Lexington, Kentucky.
All right, Dave. What are the answers, real quick?
That was a ridiculous logic. Track. There's probably a track in one of these other cities. Well, maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe not, Dave. There might not be.
All right. Well, it was ugly here. The 2 women who were swept in the storm sewers occurred in Lexington, Kentucky. Nobody got it right.
Damn, I almost.
The girl
had
who refused to take the tuberculosis test, that was in Hilo, Hawaii, giving Michael Schur 1. And the funeral home director who fraudulently charged was Oak Ridge, Oregon, giving Michael Schur 1-0 victory.
That is
What am I going to do? Hey, when you lose, you lose. I'm going to be straight up with it. All right, you know what? We're going to come back tomorrow, and we're going to play 3 Dave Kohler America's Snap play. All right, see you tomorrow, guys. Young Turk.
All she wanna do